hit on something that I've been going over and over and over again in coaching sessions, because so often people are thinking about, how do I engage at a higher level, whether I'm prospecting or presenting? And look, I got a secret for you. You don't need the script book. You don't need the playbook. You don't even need the scripts. Okay, so I'm going to give you a conversation hack. Now look, the script book does allow you to internalize good foundational content to be able to use the old noggin here to communicate at a higher level. True story. Okay, but the matter of the fact is that if I say committed to three fundamental processes, three fundamental cornerstones of communication, I'm going to have great conversations when I'm prospecting or presenting. And so number one, situation plus motivation equals a great conversation. Too often, people are flying into the close and they just haven't had a good enough conversation, and so the conversation's shallow. Trust hasn't been established yet. That authenticity of them feeling how much you care about their situation is just not there, because you're just processing them as a salesperson versus connecting with them as a person. So when you don't know what to say, when you don't know which direction to go to, repeat and approve back into their situation or motivation, because I promise you, you still don't know enough about what's going on there. So stay in the conversation by using the QA. The QA is the question analysis. So I'm using the who, what, when, where, how, why. The who, what, when, where, how, why on situation plus motivational questions to be able to dig deeper and to stay in the conversation. Look, just stay curious, because so often you're having questions in your head and you're not manifesting them, you're not letting them out because of reservation or fear or not really knowing or understanding their situation or their motivation, or whether the question is a good question. Look, there are no bad questions. Who, what, when, where, how, why around situation plus motivation to have a great conversation. Now you're staying fully engaged in connecting with these people. They're going to feel that authenticity, that intense curiosity to really want to know and understand them so that you can serve them. And then finally, go deep. Okay? Look, this is where you've identified some motivation and you ask some questions like, hey, why is that important to you? What would that do for you? Now you can take that little process right there and run that at least 2 or 3 times deep. They're not even going to know that you're continuing to ask those questions to find out more about their motivation, about the foundation of what it is that's driving them to think and have feelings about making a decision. Now look, this is for really any sales conversation. So if you're watching and you're in a different industry, this still applies to you. But because I coach real estate agents, this formula works powerfully to be able to connect. This is a big one right here, guys. I spent less time on that, but that is a huge one. Why is that important to you? And what would that do for you? Follow this model to be able to connect at a higher level. Go get some.